Have you noticed it? In the last 2 years, there's been a rapid surge of a very specific type of game, all of which are weirdly different from one another, but all share a similar gameplay loop and structure. What genre is it exactly? Well, that's the thing. No one really knows. Unlike battle royales or roguelikes, there isn't a title for it yet, which is really odd because it's growing quick. Like really quick. And it turns out this is super rare. For a new niche to come out of nowhere and be a prominent force in gaming is actually a once in every 10-year thing. The last time I can remember this happening was extraction shooters in like 2016. But to understand what it is, let's go back 2 years ago to the game that changed everything. This sudden explosion in subgenre was caused by the instant success of a little game known as Lethal Company, an indie game developed by a singular Roblox developer that was shadow dropped on a fucking random Monday and went on to take over the entire internet. It's not every day that you see a game like this outsell a juggernaut like Call of Duty. Well, fuck. Okay, well, it doesn't happen very often. Other indie developers and smaller game studios saw the success of this really cool yet extremely simple game and started implementing the game mechanics and loop in their own games. Let me summarize how this subgenre works. Either alone or with a couple of friends, you are tasked to meet a quota. So it's your job to go out into a randomly generated world and, depending on the game, do some job like collect scrap until that quota is met. If you succeed, you move on to the next day with the quota rising, or you die. With the money you gain each round, it can be spent on upgrades and cool gadgets to aid you in reaching that next milestone. Every game in this niche follows this loop, but what I admire most from these games is the constant strive to try and be unique. Every single one is trying something new. For example, the game Pilgrim takes Lethal Company's concept, but in a dark fantasy setting. Instead of a static spaceship as a base, you have a big cart that needs fuel to keep on moving. Murky Divers is like Subnautica and makes you go into the deep depths of the ocean. Some games even take it further, like Content Warning, and instead of finding scrap in the world, it's your job to capture cool shit on a camera. To be honest, this might be the best game out of the group. Every few months, one of these games come out of nowhere, and instead of feeling repetitive like other genres can be, there's always something new and innovative. Look at the most recent example, R.E.P.O. Although stylistically different, it's very similar to Lethal Company. But the small things like the way you have to grab the objects, the way your character can shrink and hide, and the sick-ass mouth animations make it stand out and feel fresh. So when one of these games come around, it's worthwhile spending the small price tag, which is great by the way, because they all have something new to offer. Broken down, all these games fit into similar boxes. They're all first-person, co-op survival video games. Although I do think some of these aspects could be changed, like maybe someone will make an exclusively single-player one or even third-person, but what I think can't change, and is the glue to this niche, is the horror. Horror has always been a weird genre, and not just video games but movies too. It's never been the biggest, most successful, nor critically acclaimed genre, but somehow since the dawn of time, horror has always been around. What is it about doing something that, let's be honest, isn't really good for you, like scaring yourself isn't a nice feeling, that makes us willingly go out and seek it? I don't know, I'm not a psychologist, but I guess there just isn't much out there that's as adrenaline fueling as scaring the shit out of yourself. And video games are no doubt the scariest medium. The fact you're in control and you have to do the actions, making it 10 times more immersive and way scarier when you're about to die. But it's not just the horror that does it for these games. The comedy is super important too. Even though comedy horror movies are dog shit, these two genres blend perfectly together. As this random comment says, horror is the build of stress, comedy is the release. And these games find the perfect balance between scary and funny. The art styles are usually really childish and inviting, but when those lights are out, you're the only person left and there's something creeping behind you. I don't care that I look like a Teletubby, I'm fucking scared. On top of the addicting feeling horror provides, combined with the fulfilling gameplay loop, results in a super fun video game, which is what these games guarantee you. Plus creates clips that end up getting millions of views because if there's one thing people like more than scaring themselves, it's watching others do it instead. A big factor in Lethal Company and every other one of these games' growth is all the eyes attained from YouTube and Twitch. Every content creator has played and made videos on these games because it's free views. Since the ancient times of YouTube, horror has always done well. For what felt like a really long period of time, there wasn't a lot of horror games doing that well, but these games have sort of brought that back. Remember when Five Nights at Freddy's or Hello Neighbor was absolutely huge on YouTube? This is the reincarnation of that time period. Plus it's multiplayer, something they used to say wouldn't work for horror games. I'm really excited to see what happens next. Will these games always feel fresh, or are they gonna start getting stale? To my knowledge, no AAA studio has tried making a game of their own in this niche. Maybe like how Bungie is dipping their toes in extraction shooters, a big company will try making one of these games themselves. And just to give credit, Lethal Company didn't invent this type of game. It takes a lot of ideas from a game called you can see it on screen, which to my knowledge is the first game like this. I just wanted to point that out before people got mad that I didn't mention it. And
That's it.